Checking the microphone. What's up, everybody? How you doing? Hey? Cool. My name's Corbin. I am going to be leading the worship for Turning Point this year. Sky and Simon are going to be playing with me today. I don't have them on stage with me right now. They're probably in the back. But, yeah, I just want to introduce myself, and then we'll hop straight into worship here in a minute. We've got them coming up right now. Our first song we're going to be doing today is My Lighthouse. Do you guys know that song? I hope you do. But I'm assuming it's one that you guys have heard at like camp and stuff like that before. So we're going to hop into that song first. And I'm going to give everyone a little minute to just walk in and get seated, and we'll get started. Nice job.
Check. There it is. Hey, welcome everybody to the Youth Ministry Kickoff event. My name is Brian Boom. I am the youth director here. I have been the youth director here since many of you have been unborn. I've been here for almost 16 years now, which is crazy to think about, but it's been a blast. I've been married to my wife, Brittany, for 15 years. We have 2 kids, fifth grader, Brinley. So she'll be in here next year with me, which is a scary thought. But we also have a first grader, Braxton, who just talks a mile a minute, and I love him to death for it. But so it's a little bit about myself. I'm excited that you guys are here. Thank you for taking some time out this weekend to come here and check out what's happening in New Life and in Turning Point. This year, you're going to see a lot of this gentleman. Caden, come on up, Caden. Caden Costin, give him a round of applause. All right, Caden, you need your microphone. First thing as an intern, always be prepared with your microphone. Grab the microphone, would you? All right, so he is our youth ministry intern this year, and he's going to do an awesome job. He helped us out in lead camp this year. Yep, there's a little switch there. Right there. Perfect. All right, and so what we're going to do over the course of this first little bit, we have a game that we're going to be playing. It's called Squad Up, as you can see right there. Now, this is very simple. Caden and I are going to face off along with 4 of our volunteers. All right, so if you are on my squad, come on up right over here, please. We got Jeff Massam over here, Claire Barkle, Kristen Vanderwall, and Clint Mast. All right, very simple. Caden, who's on your squad?
We got Allie Messman, Colleen Potter, Shane Mast, and Nick Miller.
All right. So pretty simple. The first thing that's going to happen, just give you an idea of how we play. All right, so there's going to be one team member who leaves. They're going to go out of the room, out those doors over there. Lauren's going to show them where to go. So each team has to select that person right now who's going to be the person to leave. They leave the room so that they can't hear what these guys respond, because the next thing happens is that the team member returns to guess the answers that their team members give for that category. Now, if they get it wrong, every person is going to be standing in one of these pools. Okay, so every person of the team. And then I need 5 volunteers, students specifically, who would like to pour water on the leaders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, you 5 can come on up. You're going to be our first ones. You get to sit in these seats for right now, okay? Come on up. If I point it to you, come on up. You're doing great. Come on up. 1 and 2, 3, 4, and 5. Great, take a seat right over there. Just take a seat in one of those chairs. It'd be awesome, okay? And so the whole idea of this is simply to get the most incorrect out of the category, okay? Very simple. One thing we failed to mention is we're going to put ice in those buckets. So each one of you that are sitting here already, there's a bucket or a whole cooler full of ice. And I need you to grab just however you want to. Make sure that there's ice in each of those buckets, okay? Wonderful. Go ahead and do that, okay? All right, so first up, Caden squad, you're going to want first or second?
We'll go second.
You're going to go second. Okay, all right. That means we're going first.
Whoever gets the most incorrect is what you said.
Well, that's not true.
I think you need water on your head.
Yeah, it happens. I'm incorrect sometimes. Okay, hey, we get to go first, so we get to stand. Who's going out side for us? Kristen, all right. Kristen, Lauren's going to take you outside. Give Kristen a round of applause. All right. All right, everybody else, we get to line up in these buckets. Grab one of these microphones. Caden, we're going to steal your microphone here for a moment. You get to stand up. All right. Yep, we're in our pools. So we have 20 seconds to name one thing. If we can get that next slide. Name items that are found in an office, okay? items that are found in an office. Jeff, you're going to start for us when the timer goes. When it says begin, we have 20 seconds, and we just have to go as fast as possible because we are creating the list for Kristen to answer to. Okay? So you answer one, I'll answer one, we go down the line and come back to you. If you don't have one in right off the top of your head, you just say pass and we'll go to the next person. Got it? You guys good? Clint, you're on?
I think so.
Check it. Just talk to me.
No.
Yeah, you are.
Am I? Okay.
Maybe not. I don't know. Just keep talking. Tell us about your cows.
Cows? Yeah.
Yep.
Got too many.
Keep going.
You're doing great. Is that better?
It's the brown microphone. Keep talking. You're doing great. Yep, brown.
Check, check.
Check. Check, check, mic check. Get a niner in there.
Check.
All right.
Just yell.
Just stay next to me. Come over here. We'll be great. Okay. Ready? Let's go it. Jeff.
Stapler.
Desk.
Chair.
Pencil.
Pen.
Computer.
Printer.
Paper.
Keyboard.
Pass.
Can't do that.
Oh, no. That wasn't good. That wasn't good. We're going to get a lot of ice on us. Okay. Very good. All right. Lauren, if you could bring Kristen back in, that would be fantastic. You can just set him back there. Yep. Lauren, Kristen back in. All right, all right. Come on in, Kristen. Give her a round of applause. You get to stand in that pool right over there. And you get to name items that are found in an office.
Oh, okay, like right now?
Yeah, name one.
A computer?
Is that on our list? Computer. Ding, ding, ding. All right. Yeah. There's one. What else?
Paper?
On our list. Ding, ding, ding.
Pens and pencils?
And pencils.
Oh, so I only got one more? Well, I didn't know. A desk. Paper clips?
Paper clips. All right, hold that microphone out. Ladies,
Well,
you get to do your job.
What? Hang on. No, I have a question. But if I got more than 5 right, then I shouldn't get water on me, right? Give me your mic.
All right, ladies, you grab your bucket of ice and you get to pour it on us. Make sure it ends up in the pool. Yeah. You got it wrong. We're on your squad. All right, ready? 3, 2, 1. All right. You got one wrong. What else you got? All right, Kristen, you got to go again. We got 2 more wrong, incorrect times.
Oh, are
We
you
have 5
dry or
right.
do you want me to hold it?
No, I can hold it.
Okay.
She didn't get me that bad. Just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. A chair for your desk.
Ding, ding, ding. All right, that's 6. I think it's 6, right? Yeah. Okay, great. 3, 2, 1.
Post-it notes. Come on! I got those in my office.
Cool water.
Hit me with your best shot.
1. All right, we have 6 correct. We have 1 opportunity to get more. Okay? Keep going. What else we got?
A stapler.
Stapler. Ding, ding, ding. We got 7. All right. What else? 3, 2, 1.
A hole puncher.
Hole puncher. It is not on there. All right, last bucket. Here it comes. 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Thank you. Nice job. We got 7 correct.
I think we can beat 7. I'm confident in Team
go.
New Life.
Oh,
I don't know where
Nick's
this
going
is
out. All right,
going.
Nick's already headed out. Good job, Nick. Well done. This is what we need. We are going to go all the way out, Nick. We don't want you cheating on us here. Here we go. Name items found in a grocery store. Okay? You have 20 seconds. I'm going to run to you with this. Got it? All right, you ready? Start us off.
Cereal. Cereal.
Bags.
People.
Milk.
Shopping carts.
Bananas.
Butter.
Lettuce.
Workers.
Apples.
Food.
Grocery carts.
Bread.
Eggs.
Water.
Drinks.
Oh, there it is. Okay. Nice job. That was so much better than our team did. Okay. Well done. We need Nick back in, please. Welcome Nick Miller back into the stage. All right, all right. All right, Nick, step into that pool over there, please. This is what you have to do. You have to name items found in a grocery store. Okay? Name items found in a grocery store. Name one.
Bananas.
Bananas. There's one.
Apples.
Apples. Ding, ding, ding.
Oranges.
Oranges. Burn. All right. Here we go. First bucket. Good luck. It's really cold. 3, 2, 1. So much of that water does not go into the pool. I am just realizing that now. Okay, great. All right, nice job, Nick. We got more. You got 2 correct so far. You have to beat, how many did we get? 7. You have to get to 8.
Cereal.
Cereal. Ding, ding, ding.
Granola bars.
Burn. This is great. We're going to win. 3, 2, 1. Oh, yeah. Nice job. Just go with a bucket of pure ice next time, okay? All right. All right, Nick, we got 3. You got to get to 7. You got to get 4 in a row.
Pop.
Pop. Burn. I mean, that like covers so much. No. We're about grace here, so we'll give you that one. Yep, we'll give you that one. All right, so you got 4.
Oatmeal.
Oatmeal. Oatmeal. No oatmeal. All right. Here we go. Last bucket. Enjoy it. 3, 2, 1. Nice job. The Boom Squad won that round. Congratulations. We get to dry everything off later. All right. Corbin, if you would, come on up and sing Battle Belongs, please.
So how many of you guys actually noticed that Kristen guessed all of the ones that the other team had put up for her? She should get a prize for that, I think. That was pretty good. You guys poured a bucket of water on her, and they did not, or just all of them. They actually should have won that round. All right, I'm going to get us started with the song Battle Belongs. When all I see is the battle, you see my victory. the battle belongs to you. Every fear lay at your feet. I'll sing through the night. Oh, the battle belongs to you. And if you are for me, who can be against me? For Jesus, there's nothing impossible for you. When all I see are the ashes, you see the beauty. When all I see is the cross, God, you see the empty tomb. So when I fight on my knees, with my hands lifted high, oh God, the battle belongs to you. Every fear lay at your feet. I'll sing through the night, oh God, the battle belongs to you. Almighty fortress, you go before us. Nothing can stand against the power of our God. You shine in the shadows, you win every battle. Nothing can stand against the power of our God. Almighty fortress, you go before us. Nothing can stand against the power of our God. You shine in the shadows, you win every battle. Nothing can stand against the power of our God. Almighty fortress, you go before us. Nothing can stand against the power of our God. You shine in the shadows, you win every battle. Nothing can stand against the power of our God. So when I fight on my knees, with my hands lifted high, oh God, the battle belongs to you. Every fear lay at your feet. I'll sing through the night, oh God, the battle belongs to you. Oh, oh, the battle belongs to you.
You guys may be seated. Okay, so now we are into the time of our evening where you actually get the details of what it is that we do and why it is that we do that. So if you don't have these, I'd have Nick and Jake in the back. If you guys can get these for them, that would be awesome. Hopefully you grabbed a paper that says youth ministry details on it, stapled. That's an important one. There's also schedules for both middle school and high school back there, and some postcards, and then there's a little map. So if you don't have one of those, just raise your hand, and they will get you what you need. All right. So over the course of this year, one of the things that we are all about, the whole mission statement, is to reach students for Christ, to reach their peers for Christ. Now, what does that mean, and where does that come from? It comes from Matthew, specifically 28:18 to 20, and this is what it says. It says, Jesus came and told his disciples, I have been given all authority in heaven and on earth. Therefore, go and make disciples of all the nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit, Teach these new disciples to obey all the commands I have given you, and be sure of this: I am with you always, even to the end of the age. Now, just recently, I was on Twitter looking at some stuff, and Greg Stier, I don't know if you're familiar with him, but he is Dare to Share. And this man has a heart and a passion for students specifically, and that every teen would know Jesus and know the gospel. And we use a lot of their stuff as far as like the gospel acronym and how to teach the gospel. And one of the things that he had mentioned in here is that he saw this, and it said there's a king, a cause, and a crew. And I'm very familiar with this passage of Scripture as the Great Commission, as many of you maybe in here are. And I've never heard it put that way before. And so I just want to show you that in detail, how that actually is, what it is that we're all about here in terms of reaching students for Christ who reach their peers for Christ. So the very first part of this in Matthew 28, verse 18, Jesus came and told his disciples, I have been given all authority in heaven and on earth. And so that idea of authority is kingship. Jesus is king. And here in Turning Point and in New Life, those are our middle school and high school ministries. This is what we celebrate. This is what we seek for you as students. And as parents, we want you to also say that Jesus is your Lord and he is your king. For once we establish that, all other things kind of fall into process. Not saying it's going to be easy or any of that kind of stuff. But the idea is that Jesus is king is what we are all about. The second part of this is, therefore, go and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. So we see two things right here that is our cause. We're to go make disciples, right? Therefore, reach students for Christ who reach their peers for Christ. This idea of we're going to make disciples, baptizing them in the name of the Father. That's the second part. We're telling them who the Trinity is, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, and why that's a beautiful thing. The third thing that is detailed here is to teach these new disciples everything that Jesus has commanded, everything that Jesus has said. And so this is like the third part of that cause. The cause is to go and make disciples, teaching them about who Jesus is and all of the things that he said and did, so that we then can be a part of, the last part of that is crew, the disciples, those who are following after Jesus. We want to be about community together. Now, if there was only one person in this space tonight, it wouldn't be nearly as much fun, right? It's so much more fun when you're with somebody doing something for a purpose and a cause under the authority of one individual, and that is Jesus Christ. And that's what this ministry here at Fellowship is all about, whether that's middle school, so our New Life Youth Ministry, or our Turning Point Youth Ministry for high school. We want to see Jesus lifted high through you as individuals and through you as parents. So we do that through 4 different levels of ministry. You'll see that on our sheet. There's the live gatherings. This is similar to what happens in a live gathering where we'll have worship in high school, middle school. We'll have more interactive types of games that happen similar to this. Thank you, Jeff and Jake, for cleaning that up. These guys are awesome. They see a need and they just fill a need. And yeah, give them a round of applause. It's so good. And so we have these live gatherings and we have events. And so just simply put, that the live gatherings, those are on Sundays. This is a time change from last year. So note that. It is 30 minutes earlier than what was before. So 5 to 6:30 is New Life, and 7 to 8:30 is Turning Point. And the gap in between there, the 6:30 to 7, is an opportunity for you to have a meal if you would like one. And so we'll serve that down in the youth room. All the live gatherings take place in the youth room, and we'll go from there. You can eat in the youth room or in the music room for that. So live gatherings are very similar to the format that we are experiencing here tonight. And even at the end of this, we're going to break into groups, and that's what we'll do on live gathering nights as well. We'll break into groups that are grade and gender. All right, so the second tier, second level is Sunday school. And Sunday school happens on Sundays, obviously. Is from 9:50 to 10:40 a.m. We are pairing up 6th and 7th grades this year, so those grades are going to be together, and then they're talking through the foundations of faith. What does it really mean to believe in Christianity? and why are those foundations important for your life. And then we have 8th and 9th grade. They're combined together. They're in the boom room, 034. And that is really kind of figuring things out. This idea of who am I? Where do I belong? The I am statements of Jesus. How does that affect your life, and how does that help you move forward? And then finally, the 10th through 12th grade students are going to be together in the youth room through this idea of living it out. And living it out in sexuality, living it out in apologetics, the questions that people might be bringing up to you in terms of your faith, in the gospel, how the gospel affects every single one of those things. So I'm excited about this year and Sunday school to kind of give you some real foundations and ability to kind of grow in your faith. Next level is our home groups or core/180 groups. We call them core groups in middle school ministry and New Life. And then 180 groups in high school. Essentially, it's the same thing where it's same gender, same grade, meet together with a couple leaders. You're paired up with them for the course of the year. And that happens not only here for live gatherings where we'll have a discussion much like this, and then we'll go into our small groups, our core or 180 groups, and have kind of talk through the lesson, bring out the ideas and thoughts that you have on it, and kind of hopefully get to some ideas for where you're landing as far as your faith is concerned on that topic. Home groups are those same groups. They just take the place of our live gathering for that night. And that happens 6 times over the course of the year. And so you can take a look at the schedule. It's approximately the first Sunday of each month. There's a couple different changes to that, but that's approximately about the first Sunday of each month where we'll have home groups. And those homes will be detailed to you as far as where they're at. And how to get there and all of those types of things. There's a couple questions on the frequently asked questions part of things, specifically, safety-wise, how are those going to be safe for your student, and how are we going to get there if you need some help with those things. Those some questions or answers on the back of that page for you. All right. Our 4th level is student leadership. And student leadership gives you an opportunity to fulfill that second part of our mission statement. This is where you as students get to minister to your peers, whether that's in high school ministry or in middle school ministry. There's so many different ways in which you can get involved. We can talk through, like with our middle school ministry, we have 6 high school students who are in middle school as leaders. They're partnered with an adult to lead those small groups. So that's a New Life student leadership. There's opportunities to be a part of the meal ministry. We have lots of ways in which you can serve there. You could be helping to prep. You could help to serve it. You could help to clean it up. And that could be something where you, as parents, can come in and do that with them. It'd be an awesome opportunity for you to serve together, pick a month, and say, hey, I'm going to help out on this month, 2-3 times, something like that. Other opportunities, you could serve in children's ministry. You could serve in one specific thing. October 31 happens to be on a Sunday this year. So we're doing Fall Fest in place of our normal live gatherings. Last year we built a pumpkin launcher for that event, and it was pretty cool. But I think we can beat how far that one gets thrown. And specifically, I would like to create a team of interested students and maybe parents, if you're interested in wanting to help with this, to kind of own a pumpkin launching building team. Okay, so if you want to be a part of that, just see me at some point over the course of the rest of this evening. I would love to have you be a part of that and to create a second launcher that could kind of compete against the other one. And there's a budget for that and all those good things, and we can go over those details if you're interested. Okay, so that's one of the things that we're doing. That's another opportunity for you as a student leader where you can minister that way. If you want to speak up front, you can do that as well. It's a matter of talking to me and figuring out what that all could look like. So many different opportunities for you to serve. There's many more than that, but that's just an opportunity. You saw Corbin up front here with Sky and Simon. They were leading worship for us. We would love for you, if you're interested in singing or playing an instrument, to join the praise band. Or we've got some people in the tech booth who they hate being called out, but they do a great job for us, so thank you so much for that. If you want to be a part of that team, that's another way that you can serve as well. All right? So that's our student leadership. That's one of the main things that drives what we do here. And so, man, I'd love for you to be a part of that. As we look at events are kind of like our first level of our ministry, kind of an area for you to bring some friends and get excited about what's happening. So a couple of things that are happening right away. This coming Friday is our first middle school event, our late night game night, right? And so late night game night is happening 9:30 to 12:30 a.m. So not crazy late, but late enough, right? Late enough. And so that way, parents, you don't have to come at 2:30 to come pick them up or anything like that. It's a little bit earlier in the evening. They still hopefully get some sleep, and you as well. But what we're going to be doing, we got a whole bunch of different games that are happening for that. We've got some game show type of games. We have some video games. We've got video games on the big screen. We got a lot of different things that are happening for that evening, and I would love for you to join us. It is a free event. You just have to simply register by going online right there. Not to be outdone, we have our first fall retreat for high school ministry. We're going to Cran Hill Ranch, October 1 to 3. So this is going to be a weekend in which we get to also serve. And so there's an opportunity. Cran Hill has a cleanup day on that Saturday, October 2, and we'll go and participate in that. But outside of that time frame, just a time for us to get to know each other, have some fun together, and grow in relationship with the Lord at the same time. So that's only $40 for that weekend, something for that you're able to go to. Again, you have to register online. All right, couple trips. Last year, middle school, we went to Lead Camp, and we're again going to Lead Camp. This is in Wisconsin, Baraboo, Wisconsin, Expeditions Unlimited. And here's a little video of that trip this year. So that ministry is an awesome opportunity for you to spend some time in God's creation while together with some other churches. This is through an organization called Lead 222, which is a coaching and mentoring organization in youth ministry. And so there's a couple different churches, one from Nebraska and one from Chicago, that come together. They're not from the same denomination. They're not from even really the same socioeconomic or political affiliated kind of areas. And yet we come together surrounded around the gospel. And last year, we were on our hiking portion of the trip, and we had 90 students going through this trail, and there are some other folks on the trail, and they're like, what is going on? What, you know? And so we start explaining to them what's going on, and they're like, wait a minute. You're not part of the same denomination, and you're coming from 3 different areas of the country, and this works. Yeah, it's the unity of the gospel of Jesus Christ. And that's what it's about. And so Lead Camp is an awesome opportunity for us as a middle school ministry to gather together with those around the idea of who Jesus is and why that matters for our lives. Our second opportunity for us this year for high school, we are going to be going, we are on a rotation of trips. We go in-state, out of country, and then a spiritual adventure trip. And so this is our out-of-state trip. And so that we are headed to Minneapolis, Minnesota. This is a place we went to in 2018. And here's an idea of what happens on that one. All right, so again, we have an opportunity this year to partner. As you saw, there's a bunch of different ways in which we served there. And those are all organizations that are already in place. And so we just come to partner alongside of them and to help them, support them in their ministry in the city of Minneapolis, or the Twin Cities, I should say, of Minneapolis and St. Paul. And so it's an awesome opportunity for us to go and to minister to one another and to others as well. All these trips and events, they do take a little bit of funds, and so as such, we will raising funds for you as students. Like, for example, $400 and $300 isn't always easily attained, but in our fundraisers, we have a couple of those. One in the fall, we're selling some subs from Bob's Butcher, along with pigs in a blanket there, and some soup. And then we have our hanging basket fundraiser in May, and it's early spring. And those get delivered just the weekend prior to Mother's Day. And so those are great opportunities for you to make some money that goes into what is called a student account. And every student has an account there. And we have a spreadsheet that keeps track of all of that. Our financial secretary, our administrator, is Shelly Schultz, and she handles much of that along with myself. We have those two access to that. So anytime you want to know how much you have in there, just email myself or Shelly. It's always put in a letter to you if you're going on one of the trips. The details, this is how much you have in the account, which means you have this for a balance. So that's just an idea of what happens for the fundraisers. One of the big fundraisers that we use for our international trip, and then some supplements for the local trips as well, is our auction. And the auction was going to happen in March of this year. We bumped it to October, and then we're bumping it again to March. So March 2022 is March 12. This will happen, and it's going to be an awesome time, fun time to gather together, but also to raise funds that'll go for this year's trips. the 2022 trips as well as 2023 international trip. So that's some ideas of fundraisers there. And lastly, for this evening, before we kind of break up into some groups, is the idea of partnering with you as parents. And you are the number one influence by far of your students. And so thank you for being here. I know if you've been here before, you've heard me say that over and over and over again. You're like, it's a broken record. But absolutely, we want to partner with you as parents because you are the number one influence, not only for spiritual faith formation, but also every other aspect of your student's life. And so I don't know if you maybe noticed or not, but on the bulletin board out here, there's a couple of resources. We'll have some resources that kind of change out over the course of the year. That's one way in which we're going to help you and partner with you in that. Those are grade specific, and it's just a simple little card. You can take one of those if it is helpful to you. We have one for first grade, and on the back of it, it says, engage your kid in their interests. And just yesterday morning, my son was just talking a mile a minute, and he wanted me to do something, and I had something else that I wanted to get done. And so I'm like, man, come on, buddy. I just need to get this done. And then I remembered what was on that card and the idea of specifically in first grade, what it is that he is going through, the phase that he is currently in, and how I'm to engage him. And I remember that and said, all right, that needs to be set aside, and I engaged with what he wanted to do. And so hopefully that is something that is helpful for you as well, because every grade, every age is different, and the way that you maybe parent them is going to be different as well. So that hopefully that is helpful for you. Additionally, you're going to get weekly emails from me in what we're doing. They're going to be short and brief, but here's a summary of here's what happened on Sunday night and some discussion ideas for you to continue that conversation as a family. And then maybe there's something upcoming that you need to know about. That will be like the last part of that email. So make sure that we have your emails. If you haven't registered yet, tonight is a great night to do that. And so please make sure that we have the right information for you. All right. I think that is it. Do you guys have any questions? They're like, please don't ask any questions right now. Just get me out of here. No, that's good. Okay, so this is what's going to take place. You got a map, okay? You have a map, and on that map is labeled ninth grade girl or ninth girls, eighth girls, ninth guys, all of that. And this is a map of the whole building, upstairs, main level, and downstairs. There's only 3 groups that are downstairs. That's the 10th grade, 11th, and 12th grade guys. Everyone else is on the main level, except for the guys, 6th grade and 7th grade guys. All right, so take a look at that. You're going to head to those locations. You're going to meet the leaders of those grades. And so you're just going to have some time to kind of interact with the leaders. And after that, you guys can head downstairs to the youth room. They're going to lead you because one of the ways we want to make sure